Get ready for healing vibrations because this Cancer full moon is going to warm your heart. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of what this full moon is all about in a general sense, and then give a more specific rundown of what this full moon means for your sign. And at the very end, there will be some important dates to watch for this holiday season. A few big things happening with planets that you're going to want to be in the know about. Our last full moon of 2023 is happening on December 26th at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is a very holiday full moon. This is going to be in effect on Christmas Day, on Christmas Eve. We're going to feel it for 5 days leading up to the moon and a few days after as well. You'll feel it for a couple of weeks, but really it will be strong around Christmas Day and even into New Year's. If you are Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, or Libra at about 0 to 10 degrees, you're going to feel this full moon the most, but everybody is going to feel a bit of it. And this is just the most heartwarming moon we've had in a while. Cancer is all about home and family, and this full moon has beautiful healing rays from Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet that brings optimism, healing, perspective. It is abundant and expansive, and it is in beautiful angles, which is a really positive thing to have right now. There is also an aspect with Neptune that is bringing a bit more illusion, so you want to watch out for that. There could be a tendency towards too much optimism, towards over-inflating things, towards too much fun, too much indulgence, too much giving, too much love. But some of it might just be a bit over the top and not grounded in reality. So watch for that. If you feel like somebody's embellishing something, that is going to be the case, whether they mean to or not. That energy of wanting to embellish and wanting to overdo is running really strong. But Venus too is part of that mix, and Venus is all about pleasure. When it's in a nice aspect to Neptune, this is a wonderful time for creativity, a wonderful time for losing ourselves in the moment and just in the fantasy too. This is such a magical energy to have at Christmas time. When we were all children, there was so much fantasy and expectation and ability to dream and believe, and I think that there's going to be a feel of that in the air. There could be some deception, so just watch for that, and of course the overindulgence too. Mars and Mercury are together at this time, and that means that our words could have a little more passion and aggression and assertiveness. This isn't a holding back and reserved energy. This is letting it all out and not really caring where the chips fall. Mercury is also retrograde, so this is another energy where there's bound to be confusion. What is on our minds and what we think we're expressing is not what that other person is receiving. So be careful of that the words that we say might not land the way we expect onto other people. And that could be a real blessing or not work out so well. Regardless of the outcome of that, I do think that when we have an energy like this and words are meant to come out, we're meant to have a few slips, we're meant to maybe create some chaos and confusion in the process, because when we break through that afterwards and we try to gain clarity, we end up getting much deeper into what's actually going on. Our ability to say what's on our mind might not be so smooth. Regardless, this is a time to just express and have fun. A full moon in Cancer is about nurturing. It is nurturing ourselves. It's our inner world. It's our families. And on the other side of Cancer, we have Capricorn on the axis. And Capricorn is more about it's more Scrooge-like. It's repressed, it's stingy, it's cold, it's calculated. Cancer is warm and loving and fruitful, abundant. With a Cancer full moon, there is likely, and Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, also having some conversations with this moon, there is likely to be a balancing act between expression of love, compassion, nurturing, and understanding, heartfelt words, and being a bit more reserved, calculated, buttoned up. Capricorn is more about an image than the heart. It's about progress more than compassion. So where can you balance those two energies right now with your family, with your friends, with what's going on in your internal world? Is progress overriding your ability to find love and creativity and nurturing for yourself, for other people? Where can we find space to create more warmth? So keep this nurturing warmth in mind. Keep, just like all of the Christmas movies this season, what really matters is family and connection, and how can we keep that at the heart of some of the boisterousness and amplification of opinions that might show up around this full moon. Now I'm going to give more detail for what this moon means for your sign, but before I do that, a huge heartfelt thank you to everybody who is watching, liking, subscribing, leaving comments. It really means so much. If you're enjoying this video, please hit that like and subscribe button and let me know how you're doing in the comments below. I love reading them and commenting. Now let's get in to more info about your sign. Hi Taurus. This full moon is in your 3rd house. So this is all about communication for you, short distance travel, close relatives, siblings, neighborhood, neighbors. There's some, there's a chance for loss around all of those topics. So if not, it means that something to do with neighbors and siblings and your communication is hidden right now. You might be keeping things to yourself more than usual because you're working through some wounds from the past. But there's still an emphasis on those topics. There's still an emphasis on your spiritual perspectives, your views in the world. Those could be changing. And maybe for a Taurus, you really are going through a lot of transformation with Uranus in your chart for your house for an extended period of time, as well as Jupiter. There's an expansion of self, an expansion of psychology, and really some moments that uproot you as a person. And while you're going through that transformation, you could be keeping it a little bit more on the DL, a little bit more internal until you're ready to express some of the changes that are coming up. Despite that going on in the background, I do see that you are motivated for intimate connections with your friends. There's more pleasure with friends and community and your networks at large, an audience if you have it. There could be some cutting out and big endings and new beginnings when it comes to your community and networks. A lot of possibility there, but the things that are a bit deeper and under the surface are accentuated with your mind right now. So you could be doing more of a psychological deep dive and diving into what really matters to you on a psychological level and how your communities reflect that. Some may have to be cut out at the time of this full moon, and you might have those realizations over the holidays while you're socializing and mingling. But partnerships are really supported for you. You have Venus in your seventh house. So pleasure with your significant partner and significant partners in your life is highlighted with Jupiter in your first house and Venus in your seventh. That's self and other axis, and the two benefics in astrology, as we say. So despite what's going on with any psychological transformation and changes with your community, I really see you having a wonderful time right now and just really being blessed in your connections to other people. Maybe that's why you're keeping some of the other deeper stuff under wraps, because everything is lit up with a bit more bliss and fun. And why rock the boat with such a lovely season? So I hope that all of this works out in the most blessed ways, and that if there's cutting out that's being done when it comes to any kind of friends and community or siblings and neighbors and close relatives, that is serving you in the best ways and very positive. And again, that's not how it's going to manifest for everybody, but it is one possibility. And the rest, I think, has to do with the depths of your connections, and you're going to be motivated to feel more deeply connected to others in whatever way that means for you, Taurus. The important dates to watch out for are Mercury retrograde. So that started December 13th and it runs all the way until January 2nd, 2024. So not a time for big purchases, signing important contracts. If you can wait for any important details, wait until January 2nd. And keep in mind that communication can be a bit confusing. Things are not always as they seem and bound to look a little different when Mercury goes direct again on January 2nd. December 30th is the big one that I'm looking most forward to. Jupiter goes direct, and Jupiter brings optimism, faith, hope. It is an expansive planet and expands whatever it touches. So wherever Jupiter is in your chart, you are bound to start experiencing momentum and blessings. The big date to look forward to is January 20th, when Pluto enters Aquarius. It has mostly been in Capricorn since 2008, and it will do another short visit from September 1st, 2024 until November 19th, 2024. And then for 20 years, it is going to be in Aquarius, and you are going to hear a lot more about that one. So stay tuned. Have a wonderful holiday season, and I will see you next time.